The romance progression at the end. Ah. I'm so glad this episode wasn't a dick. I'm so glad. Because normally, a romance would end right before they kiss. I know many romance anime and manga will either A, end a chapter right before a couple kisses, or end an episode right before a couple kisses. And I'm so fucking glad Snow White with the red hair didn't troll me. I'm so happy. I'm so fucking happy, man. I'm so happy. Oh, so glad, man. That romance kiss was beautiful. It is very beautiful. Like, you know what makes me love this series too? Just to find out they just now got a kiss, and there is going to be a season 2. Yes, there was a season 2 announcement for this series, which makes me very happy. We're going to have a season 2, and yeah, that's going to be fun to watch. So, the episode, pretty beautiful. So what was the plot? The plot of the episode focuses on this new girl that was introduced, and she has a problem. The problem is the lord of the land, the noble, has taken upon himself to make a sport of hunting down birds. The catch is that these birds are ingrained into the culture of these people that live on this island in this land of the lords. And in fact, when the lord or the noble comes to start hunting these birds, it's like he's taking a shit upon their culture. Because it's kind of fucked up. So, the plot has it to where the girl takes it upon herself to go to Prince Zen to discuss it with him, to let him know what the lord is doing is not really good. Because he's like shitting on him. That's pretty much what he's doing, because they have lived with these birds for a very long time, since a long time ago, many generations, and they've used these birds to gather fish, to find these mineral ore. I mean, they've used these birds a lot, and they've tamed them, they got to live with them, and when someone comes in starting to hunt them for sport and just for the fucking fun of it, it's kind of rude. It really is. Now, looking at it at both perspectives, the lord does have all rights to come onto his land and hunt. It's like a dude owning a giant forest. He owns the land, and he goes onto the land and he hunts deer and rabbit. I mean, it's his land. He's allowed to do what he wants. And so, to see it like this, I can understand the lord's viewpoint, but also I'm inclined to side with the villagers. Because the villagers, they have this culture that centers around these birds. And, I mean, if you're to come in and just shit on their culture, they're not going to really like that. And that's not really a nice thing to do at all. Even if you do own the land, it's not nice at all. And so, I side with the villagers on this one of how their culture is being shit on. And so, majority of the episode, even though it's very simplistic, and it's nothing original or brings anything new to the table that makes this an amazing episode, I still like the setting of it, and it's very different from previous episodes we've gotten from Snow White with the red hair. So, in terms of being a very likable episode, it definitely was. It got the point across and did a good job. If you think about it, majority of the episode was actually just set up for the ending. Like, majority of the episode was just set up just to get to that romance progression between Zen and Shirayuki. That's what it was. Because at the end of the episode, Shirayuki is tasked with retrieving the bird and sending the message back to Prince Zen. And you have it to where she gets interrupted by the lord of the land and pushes, Shirayuki to the side. She gets injured in a result, and because of this, you have it to where Shirayuki has to stand for herself, and she says a line. It's like, I don't want to put Prince Zen in a situation to where he has to kind of like hide his real feelings or emotions. And to see it like that, it goes to show you how strong-willed Shirayuki is. And I really have to hand Snow White with the red hair great credit for this episode, or the series in general, because it's so rare nowadays to see a character like her. I mean, I know Yona did it. I know Akatsuki no Yona had a very strong-willed female character, but I mean, majority of this year, we've had some strong female characters, and I like that. I love seeing a main female character being very strong-willed, standing up for what they believe in, what they want to do, and not listening to anyone else, like just doing what they really believe in. Shirayuki is a very strong woman, and I like how she does what she wants to do, especially with what she did in this episode. And even the girl that was introduced in this episode is somewhat strong-willed. I mean, she came in and she stood up for what she believed in for her village and tried to talk to the prince of the kingdom. She did that on her own. So, the women in this series are very strong-willed, and I'm kind of glad to see another female character get introduced that's not just Shirayuki taking the spotlight. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Shirayuki. She's one of my favorites of the series, and she should be, because she's the main character, but I mean, it's just really good to see a different perspective from another character having to deal with their own issues, and just seeing another girl that's very strong-willed. I mean, yes, we have Kiki, but I'm not really going to consider her because she has her own things going on. We need to find more out about her, but I mainly just want to say that when it comes to this new girl that was introduced, I felt like this episode did a very good job with introducing her, giving her some characterization, and setting up the main theme of what the episode was about. And that's kind of what this episode was. So, how do you all feel about this week's episode of Snow White with the Red Hair? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? How do you feel about the romance progression with the kiss? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please be safe. Chibi out.